What's up, guys? Coach Brandon here from Virtuo Personal Training. This week, we're going to be talking about why you should never hire the trainer with the best physique in the gym, aka don't hire the trainer with abs. And now I know that might sound counterintuitive, but I'm going to explain exactly why you shouldn't hire that trainer and the trainer you should hire instead. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram at VIR_TUO for great content every single day with fitness tips, coaching tips, and everything to get you fit and healthy in the new year. And of course, visit virtuocoaching.com to book your complimentary session. Whether you're in the Los Angeles area to work with us in person or online, we can help you anywhere. So now we're going to get down to it, why you should never hire the trainer with abs and the trainer you should hire instead. So I've been working in the fitness industry for over 10 years, and I've been lifting weights since I was probably 13. So I've been in and out of gyms throughout that time. I've seen a lot of trainers, I've worked with a lot of trainers, and now I work alongside with trainers at my studio. So I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so I'm going to share a story this week about my first experience working with a personal trainer. Now, I had strength and conditioning coaches in college and then in the off season from college. But after I graduated from college where I wrestled, I was looking for a new sport to compete in, and I decided that I might want to do bodybuilding because I'd always been in good shape and I was kind of interested in seeing where that would go. So I was going to a gym in Springfield, Massachusetts at the time, and there was a trainer at the gym who was in amazing shape. He was jacked and shredded, and he had actually competed in bodybuilding before, and so I figured he would be the right person to seek out for help. And the guy had never really talked to me before at the gym and actually was kind of standoffish and kind of aggressive and rude, but he had the physique, so I was like, this is going to be the guy. I had approached him to work with him, and he kind of just told me some very basic stuff about what I'd have to do, and it was kind of very take it or leave it conversation, which should have been my first insight that he wasn't going to be the right fit. But like I said, I was young and I was ambitious about what I wanted to do, so I signed up to work with him. I should have known right away some things were off. We never did kind of an intake process. He didn't really care too much about my goals, and he kind of gave me a program, even though I was very specific that I knew how to work out and stuff. That was super basic. It was basically just a cookie cutter thing from the early internet days. And then he told me to eat more. And I was already eating a ton. I showed him all the food that I had dialed in. So right away I could tell that, maybe I had made a mistake, but I wasn't sure. This was my first training experience. When I got into the gym with him for the first session, basically all he did the entire time was count my reps, which, I can count my own reps and most people can too. And so I was wondering, maybe this is all that training is. And also kind of wondering maybe it was going to get better from there. By the second and third session, things kind of took a turn for the worst. He went from counting reps to kind of counting reps to talking to his friends. And then by the third or fourth session, he was there, but not there. He was moving around the whole time. I barely saw him, and I was still paying for these sessions. So at first, I'm always one to kind of self-reflect. I thought maybe it's just about staying motivated. He'll share some tips down the line. He's testing me. But after that first month, I really wasn't getting anything that I couldn't do myself. And so I told him that I didn't think I was going to move forward. And he kind of affirmed my decision because he told me, that I was never going to get anywhere because, I didn't know how to work hard. And so right away, I kind of knew that this was not the guy, and later came to find out that he had a really bad reputation around the area. He'd been fired from numerous gyms, and really none of the clients that had worked with him had anything good to say about him. So buyer beware in that case. Luckily, I didn't let that sort of change my view of trainers in general. I actually found a trainer soon afterwards that really listened to what I was looking to do and helped steer me towards powerlifting, which I competed in as a hobby for a few years, because he actually listened to me and took the time to understand what I wanted out of the experience. So we've all been through that if we've been in the fitness world or the coaching world, where we've really put all our hopes into somebody and really hope that they're going to help us get our goals, and especially speed up those goals and provide the expertise so we don't get injured and we actually get what we want, only to be disappointed. And so now that I've been on that side, and now that I'm on the other side working with people and helping people set their goals, it's really my focus to try to make sure that people understand what they should be looking for in the best trainer. And now I purposely used an inflammatory title to this video and the article that goes with it on our blog, on our website, on virtuocoaching.com, because I wanted people to really think about how they choose a trainer. Now, especially in the age of the internet, there's a tendency for people to, just find the best looking physique and sort of the physique that they want to emulate, and decide that they're going to work with that person or buy that person's program. But that's misguided for a few reasons, and here they are. Now, number one, a lot of the physiques we see on the internet are the result of amazing genetics. And then we don't talk about this enough in the fitness industry, but the bodybuilding community really knows that some people, just like some people are, gifted with very creative minds, musically talented, things like that, there are people that are just physical specimens and gifted with these amazing physiques. It doesn't mean that they don't work hard, but they might not have to work as hard as you, or they may reach a level that has nothing to do with just hard work, but also that sort of genetic potential as well. Another thing we have to take into account, which has been extremely evident with the recent downfall of the Liver King character on social media, is that a lot of these physiques we see on the internet are enhanced with steroids and other supplements like growth hormone and artificial testosterone. And so we have to be mindful about where what we're looking at came from. The other factor is something super important that people don't talk about enough. It's the superpower of being in your early 20s, where people have a lot of time to spend at the gym. They don't have a lot of other responsibilities, and their bodies react differently than they do as we get a little bit older into our 30s and 40s. And so what works for those people may not work for us. So just because someone has a ideal physique, they may not even have gotten it through the methods that they're selling to people. So that's one reason. Another reason is that when people obtain things very easily through, inherent talent or skill, they don't really learn too much in the process, right? They don't have to work for it. When we work for something, we really process it. So I would say that in most cases, the person that's actually really hard fought and won their physique or the skills or talent that they have that had to really work for it, that person probably has more to deliver as a trainer and coach. So be wary of just looking at the person who's in the best shape. Another reason is that someone that's in amazing shape has the skill set to potentially get themselves in amazing shape. They may be very self-disciplined, they may be able to plan for themselves and understand their body, but that doesn't necessarily translate to helping others. Coaching is in of itself a very important skill set and very separate from self-discipline and self-mastery. It doesn't mean that you can't have both in the same person, but it should be noticed that they're two different areas of improvement that people can work on. And some people that are amazing competitors or amazing athletes do not make the best coaches, especially if they are a singular talent and can't relate to other people and coach them. We look at this across sports. It's rare that you'll find an amazing athlete that also becomes a very dominant coach because they are diverse skill sets. So those are some things to keep in mind as you're looking at these people on the internet that might be inspiration or potential coaches or trainers at your gym. So if those are things to avoid, what are some things that we should look for in a trainer or a coach? Now, here's some telltale signs that I've seen with the trainers at Virtuo that are really successful and the ones that make the cut to work with us, and trainers in general that are really good. Now, to a person, they are all people. They all care about, or rather people, I guess. They care about people inherently. They're empathetic and they understand people. That doesn't mean that they're all, extroverted and rah-rah running around, but they genuinely care about the outcomes for their clients. And that's an important thing, because the mark of a good coach has nothing to do with credentials, the way that we look, things like that. Being a good coach means getting clients results. That's the end of the story. If a trainer or coach does not get clients results, then they're not effective. It doesn't matter how many degrees they have, how good they look, anything like that. And that ability to get results comes from knowing what clients need to do and being able to relate and motivate them. It's two parts. It's that technician's part and the coach's part. So another way to know that a coach is of good quality is to look at their clients. Are their clients consistently getting results, or do their clients always look or act the same? If the clients are trying to lose weight and they're never losing weight, they're working with that same coach. That would be something to be wary of. If they're trying to get out of pain, but they're constantly in back pain and still working with that coach, that's something to be wary of. Granted, client behavior is not completely up to the coach, but a good coach should be able to find ways to move that client forward, or be honest and say that they may not be the person to work with them. Good coaches are always going to be dressed professionally. They're not going to come in hungover with their shoes untied and acting like they don't want to be there. They're going to come dressed for success. They're going to show up early. They're going to have programming created for their clients. They're not just going to take them through random workouts. So they're going to have their client on a periodized program, meaning a structured program to create change. They're going to check in regularly with their clients on their goals and adjust accordingly. They're going to ask more questions than they give directives, right? So they're going to get feedback from the client and adjust accordingly. They're always going to be honest, and they're going to act with integrity. They won't make false promises like they're going to help you lose 50 pounds in 6 weeks or something crazy like that. They're going to be honest and they're going to be upfront, and they should have a genuine interest in their field, right? It doesn't mean that they have to be a gym rat or something like that, but they should have a genuine interest. They should be able to produce new information for their clients regularly. They should be getting ongoing education and seminars. And honestly, even though I said you don't need to hire the trainer with abs, or you shouldn't hire the trainer with abs, you do need a trainer that does train themselves. They need to have some physical practice or discipline, because you have to eat your own sauce. You have to make sure that you are practicing what you preach to your clients as well. And so the person that you hire doesn't have to be this physical Adonis. That's probably not necessarily connected to their coaching ability, but they should at least live close to the healthy lifestyle that they're espousing for their clients. So those are some of the things you really want to look for in coaches. Another thing that's very undervalued, especially today in a lot of industries, is the relationship between the trainer and the coach, right? And that doesn't mean that a good coach is your buddy, right? Like look at Bill Belichick. He's an amazing coach, but generally not the friendliest personality. But he's well respected by his players. He knows how to win, and he acts with integrity, and they know that he has their shared interest in mind. That outcome that they all want, they're all on the same page. And that should be the same thing with the coach and the trainer. The coach and the client should know your birthday. They should know what's going on in your life outside the gym, not necessarily to be your best friend, but so that they can take those things into account and help you on your way. With a great coach or great trainer, you should feel that that person is side by side with you on the journey, right? They're not directing from above or pushing you from the side. They're with you along on that journey, going through the ups and downs and participating with you and using that power of empathy that's so important in coaching. So one question I get from people a lot, especially when they come in, we ask this question to clients, how they were looking around for trainers before, how they found their trainers in the past, or even friends that are looking for trainers. We'll ask, it's a great question. And we get a lot of our clients that do a Google search, trainer near me in Los Angeles, or online they find us, or they'll do a Yelp search, or a lot of times we get referrals now. A lot of our clients, they're really satisfied with working with us over Vertuo, and they'll refer their friends and family to us. But if you're just out there looking for a trainer, here are some tips to find a good one rather than the one with the best abs in the gym that might be a little self-absorbed. So when you're looking for a trainer, the first and foremost thing you want to do is look at their clients. Like I said, if their clients, they're constantly losing clients over time, or their clients never seem to be getting results, that's a red flag. If a trainer bounces around and works at several gyms in frequency, if you find out they worked at like 3 gyms in 3 years, that's also a red flag. If the trainer is not friendly to people they're not working with in the area, like if they're scowling at their non-clients in the gym and stuff like that, that's something you want to look out for as well. A big red flag is if you talk to the clients that work with this trainer and you ask them this very important question. So this is the best question you can ask. You seek out, you're thinking about working with this trainer, you seek out their clients, and say the client's name is Susie, and you ask, well, Susie, would you recommend your trainer to your husband or your friend? And they say no, that's an absolute red flag, run away. But if they're like, absolutely, I'd recommend them to anyone, then that's a very good sign. One other important step is interviewing these clients and asking, what type of results did you get working with the trainer? What are some things you like about them? And what are some things you wish they would do differently? You want to hear the honest feedback about them as well. So interviewing a trainer's clients is the best way to find out about them. Another way is to look for reviews. Everybody's online now, so look at Yelp, Google, anywhere, Thumbtack, places that people are leaving trainer reviews, and there should be some honest feedback up there as well. If you find names on there, and maybe you can find the clients in your local area, you can contact them and ask them directly. Another big thing to pay attention to, and this is, when we're hiring trainers, we do this, we look at Instagram. So when you look at someone's Instagram, it tells you a lot about them. One, you'll get to see their personality in action if they're talking on camera, but what people choose or don't choose to put on their Instagram is really important. So if someone, you have this trainer that's going to teach you how to be healthy and they're out taking shots on the weekend and getting all messed up and eating junk food and not really taking care of themselves, is that really the person that you want to be leading you? Like I said, they don't have to be the fittest person in the gym, but they should be living the lifestyle that you want to live, right? That you aspire to. And so checking out their social media is a really great way to get an inside look at them. If you go on there and it's very professional, the person's buttoned up, they're putting educational videos out, you might be onto something there as well. Something that's really key that we do at Virtuo that a lot of trainers don't, and I think is important and you should ask about when you're looking for a good coach or trainer, is if they have any type of guarantee. And now, this is not a results guarantee because that's really hard in the fitness industry because there's so much individual variability with people, but I'm talking about a service quality guarantee, right? And ours at Virtuo goes like this. We guarantee that if we set a goal with clients in our initial meeting, a reasonable goal that is agreed upon by both the coach and the client follows every part of the custom plan we make for them, and they don't actually hit their goal, we will make sure to coach them for free until they do. So that's a really important part of the program that we include as well. So these are a few of the things that you'll want to look out for when you're scouting for a trainer. As I said, like, a lot of people will go to that eye test and try to see if the trainer looks the part before they work with them. But that's not necessarily the best case. So when you're looking for a trainer this holiday season, make sure you go through the list, check out the blog on virtuocoaching.com to see if there's anything that I left out here on tips to find a good trainer. And as always, make sure you follow us on Instagram and YouTube here to get content every single day and week. And if you want to meet with one of our master trainers absolutely free for a no sweat intro, we'll sit down, outline your goals, give you a 3-step plan, take you through a workout, and give you a body fat assessment and meet with our nutritionist, all for free, just because we want to steer you on the right track. From there, as the no sweat part, we're not going to sell you, but we'll let you know what it would be like to work with us. If you want to move forward, we're happy to share that as well. But we're giving the gift of direction to everyone and clarity on their fitness goals. So make sure you go to virtuocoaching.com, book that free intro. And if you have any questions, comment below on this video and I'll be happy to answer them. Until next time, guys.